What's happening, everybody? Stephen Howson, Full-Time Devils. United have been beaten 1-1, shall we say. That's what it feels like, at least anyway, at the John Smith Stadium by what was on course to be the second worst team in Premier League history, who haven't picked up a point since February. Just to remind you, it's now May. And they arguably could have gone and won the game, actually, towards the end. Where do you even begin? Like, if you want to... I heard Gary Neville. Gary Neville's commentary was on point right away throughout the game, but it was something he said earlier on in the game, which I go, that's well too simplistic. Even though, on the face of things, it might be true, it's really simplistic to say they just stopped playing for him when he got the job full-time. Because I don't think that's happened. You expect better analysis from someone who's on like £4 million a year, don't you? To give you something more than that. Where's the insight from being a professional player to tell us what the hell has just happened at United, where it's just completely broken down? The game was summed up. I know it sounds like I go in on the guy all the time, but the guy's our fucking captain. It's an absolute embarrassment. 2-3 minutes into the game, there's a simple ball played out to the right-hand side. Ashley Young miscontrols it, and it goes out for a throw, and he sort of moves it up the pitch to cover it up, and you just think, that set the tone for the day. It was some really good one-touch football at times, but you're like, how shit are Huddersfield? We should be absolutely walloping these. We should have gone there and scored 4 or 5. Absolutely. But we didn't. Not only did we not do that, we didn't even look like doing that. I don't even think we had enough shots to score for 4 or 5. I guess Chong was unlucky, but bar that was pretty ordinary. But every other single player of the squad, certainly can't say anyone had a good game. Nobody had a good game. Who had a bad game? Not just because of the mistakes for the goal, which was bad, but Luke Shaw has made that same mistake. I can think of 3, and I'm pretty sure there's 4 occasions this season where he's done that. And you think, how are you not correcting these mistakes as a professional footballer? Luke Shaw was out of position all afternoon. And it wasn't because he was attacking, because I don't think he really got into the final third all that much. So what the fuck was he doing? Luke Shaw's probably going to end up as United's Player of the Year. It's probably between him and Lindelof. And you just think, Jesus Christ. You can make a case for every single player that played today to not be there next year. You can make a case for every single player being upgraded. Every single one. Do we have any world-class players? You used to go, oh, we've got Pogba and we've got De Gea. Are they world-class? Truly? The club needs such a shake-up from top to bottom. One thing Gary Neville said in the middle of that as well was massive summer ahead needed for Ed Woodward. He's had 7 of them already. So hopefully he gets this one right. We can't compete with the likes of City and the likes of Liverpool, where they're demanding excellence and they're striving for excellence, when our owners go, what will get us in the top 4? Because when there's 6 teams going for the top 4, 2 are missing out. And increasingly that looks like United. Even when Sir Alex was off the pace, he came 2nd and 3rd. We're so far off that. So far off that. When you see the likes of Wolves recruiting better than us, Leicester recruited better than us. Ollie probably didn't mean it like this, but he was absolutely spot on the other day when he said, them teams could catch us. We want to be catching the teams ahead of us. They're trying to catch us. They might. They absolutely might. We've walked into this, sleepwalking, into this disaster that's ahead of us right now, where there was 11 players 5-6 months ago, 11 players were on expiring contracts. So we've had to pander to those 11 players. One of them was Anthony Martial. Rumours abound that he's fell out with Solskjaer. I know for a fact he wanted to go in the summer. Fact. Not opinion, not rumour. Fact. He wanted to go because he fell out with Mourinho. Paul Pogba, fact, wanted to go last summer. And on one hand I go, okay, I get it. Mourinho had fell out with a lot of players. You don't want to be here because that guy's gone. But Mourinho went. So show me some commitment to the club. Because If these two are still complaining, still looking at like, I might go, I might stay, show me that you love me, get fucked, get out the fucking door. David De Gea, been the best keeper in the world, rightfully, half a dozen or whatever it is, Player of the Year awards that he's picked up at United in the last few years. It's been fantastic. Probably one of the reasons we've stayed in the top 4. Last few weeks, dog shit. But loyalty. This is a guy that's tried to leave 3 times. If he'd have signed up a couple of months ago and said, yeah, do you know what, I'm probably going to see my career out at United, fucking love the place, then everyone would have been like, right behind him, not skipped a beat. But patience is running out with people, and they're going, nah. 3 times you try and leave. How fucking bad mugs are we that we just keep pandering to you? You want to go? Fucking go. The fact that Ashley Young's our captain, I'm just going to completely gloss over because you know my feelings. They've been fucking well laid out so far. Phil Jones, why the fuck did that guy get a new contract? Why did we give him a 4.5-year contract? We were scared of losing him. Who the fuck was going to pick Phil Jones up? A bricklaying company down the road. Because, I tell you this, if he goes, yeah, all right, Marshall, Pogba, David De Gea, they might get picked up by a Champions League threatening team. Who's picking Phil Jones up? Who's picking Ashley Young up? Who's picking up Chris Smalling? Be looking at getting a Europa League team. And Ollie came in, he said he wanted to be the fastest, most aggressive team in Europe. Sound. I'm all for that. I think you can play a brilliant counter-attacking football which fits in with both what this squad has got, some of it, and also deliver what we want as United fans. Nice one, right behind that. And then in the same breath, we're trying to extend Juan Mata. Juan Mata's a lot of things. Beautiful footballer, top bloke. He's not fast nor aggressive. And if that's the guy you want to be leading the charge as your number 10, that's at odds with the sort of style of play that you want to make. That's like bringing in Fellaini. Made a lot of sense, and I was right behind the decision to bin Fellaini because he wants to play football on the floor. But increasingly, we've reverted back to that style, which was Jose Mourinho's style. Now, there's a lot of studies, and cheers to the guy who hit me up on Reddit, was giving me the Harvard study about training out previous coaches' ethos and philosophies and how long it actually takes to instill a philosophy into a team. That's really good Harvard-level research. So when sometimes you see a performance, you go, that was a bit Van Gaal-esque, or that was a bit Mourinho-esque. It's because that's the natural fallback for the players. It takes something like 6 times longer to impart a new philosophy as it does to overtrain it and train it out of somebody. That's why very often you see young players come into a team and instantly get it because they've not had to reprogram something that was already there. Solskjaer's not immune from criticism. His substitutions are very often dog shit. And his team selection's still pretty bewildering, to be honest. For a man that comes in and says, we're going to play the United way, I'm going to give all these youngsters a chance. The continual picking of Ashley Young, despite no discernible reasons why, is mind-boggling. The youngsters that have been made available towards the squad, we saw both Jimmy Garner and Angel Gomez arrive with the squad at the Lowry yesterday. For me, Angel should have played. Angel in that number 10 role. Not saying he's definitely going to be better than Mata. Not saying he definitely would have made a difference in the game today. All I'm saying is the guy's earned the right to show us what he can do. Because the players that are filling the shirts out week in, week out at the moment, they're not exactly tearing the fucking world out. They're putting in 6 out of 10 performances at best. Give them some opportunities. Give these youngsters some opportunities. Chong was no worse than anybody else on the pitch. He was no better, but he was no worse than anybody on the pitch. And I'm on the fence about Chong. The likes of Angel, Jimmy Garner, Mason, Ethan Laird, Brandon Williams, I think they're probably going to exceed what Chong can do. He was no better, no worse. What have we got to lose? I hope next week that he just completely fucks off every single player by the ones that he thinks are going to stick around next year and goes with them as a starting 11. But I don't think he will. I don't know if people get told that, oh, this is the team that you have to play. I don't know how many of the names on the team sheet are filled in because we're trying to get him to sign a contract or we're trying to sell this guy. Damian. What a better option he would have been. The guy, the way he's been treated over how many years? Club's run by fucking idiots. And we have got such a battle on our hands to get into that top 4 next year, because the Europa League is gross. And I don't know what it is about going Thursday, Sunday instead of Wednesday, Saturday. Maybe there's something in that your opposition gets that extra day from usually playing on a Saturday to prepare for you. Maybe there's something in that we're not focusing on. But there's definitely something in it. Maybe it's teams that end up in Europa just aren't of a higher quality of the ones that are in the Champions League, and they just tend to struggle with them 2 matches a week. Maybe there's something in that. But teams that are in Europa generally fuck the league up as well. So we've got that to look forward to. We're an absolute mess. Despite how shit everyone else has been, we've managed to out-shit them and stay out of the top 4. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And how different the feeling would be if it had been reversed. If we'd have started off Ollie's reign like this and finished it with the consecutive wins that we started with. It'd be a whole lot different, wouldn't it? Right, I'm out of here. See you in a bit.